Jeffrey Epstein's story is one of documented power and influence, spanning decades and reaching into the highest circles of society. From his early rise in the world of finance to the federal charges that eventually led to his arrest, the case has remained a focal point of public and legal scrutiny. This documentary examines the aftermath of his death and the unprecedented disclosures that followed. Born in Brooklyn in 1953, Epstein transitioned from teaching to banking in the 1970s. By the 1980s, he was managing assets for high-net-worth individuals, establishing a network that included prominent figures in politics, academia, and entertainment. His properties, from Manhattan townhouses to private islands, became symbols of his extensive reach and the connections he facilitated. The legal challenges began in 2005 in Palm Beach, leading to a controversial 2008 plea agreement. This agreement, which allowed Epstein to serve a limited sentence, sparked years of debate regarding the judicial process and the influence of wealth. Survivors, including Virginia Giuffre and Maria Farmer, began a long journey toward public accountability, sharing testimonies that would eventually reshape the investigation.
For years, we were told our voices didn't matter, that the truth was too complicated or too dangerous to tell. But we never stopped fighting for this moment. The release of these files isn't just about names on a list. It's about the thousands of lives that were affected and the systemic failures that allowed it to happen for so long.
In July 2019, federal authorities arrested Epstein on sex trafficking charges. The case brought renewed focus to his prior settlements and high-profile associations. However, his death in custody on August 10, 2019, at the Metropolitan Correctional Center left many questions unanswered. Investigations later identified significant procedural failures at the facility, including issues with inmate monitoring. The search for transparency took a major step forward with the 2026 Transparency Act. This legislation led to the public release of millions of pages of previously sealed FBI and DOJ files. These documents provided a deeper look into the scope of Epstein's network and the environment that enabled his activities for decades. The unsealing of these records marked a significant moment for legal transparency. The disclosures included depositions, emails, and flight logs, mentioning a wide range of individuals. While being named in these records does not imply wrongdoing, the release provided the public and investigative journalists with the tools to piece together a clearer picture of the case. The reaction was global, reigniting conversations about institutional accountability and justice for survivors. The conviction of Ghislaine Maxwell in 2021 was a landmark legal outcome, but the 2026 disclosures have ensured that the examination of this case continues. Survivors like Sarah Ransome and Chauntae Davies continue to advocate for accountability, ensuring their stories remain central to the ongoing search for truth. The case serves as a reminder of the importance of public scrutiny in the pursuit of justice, as the full impact of the 2026 revelations continues to unfold. The Epstein case remains a significant example of the intersections of power, wealth, and the law. The search for a complete understanding of these events is an ongoing process, driven by the need for transparency and the protection of the vulnerable. The lessons learned from this case remain critical for the future of the legal system. For decades, the truth has been buried under layers of secrecy and speculation, a case that shook the nation to its core, leaving more questions than answers, its key details locked away from public view. But what if the locks were about to break? In 2026, a moment we've all been waiting for will finally arrive. Millions of pages of sealed documents hidden from the public eye for years are set to be released. This isn't just about revisiting the past, it's about rewriting it with the ink of truth. Our journey begins back where it all started. We'll re-examine the initial investigations, the conflicting testimonies, and the legal battles that defined an era. We'll trace the whispers of conspiracy and the cries for justice that never faded, showing how a single case could capture the collective imagination and haunt it for so long. We'll speak to the original investigators, the families involved, and the journalists who first broke the story, piecing together the fragmented puzzle of what we thought we knew. Then we'll dive into the heart of the matter, the legislative fight for transparency. It was a relentless push by advocates, lawmakers, and ordinary citizens who believed that history, no matter how unsettling, belongs to the people. We'll show you the political maneuvering, the public campaigns, and the landmark decision that paved the way for this massive declassification. Imagine walking through vast archives where shelves groan under the weight of untold stories. We'll be there as the first boxes are opened, revealing documents that have been shielded from daylight for a generation. What will this wave of information reveal? This is where the story truly unfolds. We'll analyze the newly disclosed evidence, connecting the dots between redacted reports, sealed witness statements, and classified memos. Will these documents confirm long-held suspicions, or will they shatter them completely? We'll explore the immediate impact of these revelations on our understanding of the case and the institutions we trust. It's a seismic event that could force us to reevaluate everything, holding power accountable in a way that was never before possible. The truth has a way of finding the light, and its glare can be unforgiving. But the release of documents is not the end of the story. It's the beginning of a new chapter in the ongoing search for justice. This is where investigative journalism takes center stage. Armed with new information, reporters and researchers will embark on a fresh quest, following leads that have been cold for decades. Can closure finally be found? Can the final pieces of this intricate puzzle be put into place? The implications extend far beyond a single case, questioning the very nature of secrecy and the public's right to know. Join us as we uncover what happens when the vaults are finally opened. This is more than just a historical account. It's a live investigation into the power of truth. The story is far from over, and you'll have a front row seat as it's written. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, because you won't want to miss a single moment of this incredible journey. We're on the cusp of a revelation, and we'll be here to guide you through every twist and turn. Thanks for watching.